With the weather conditions looking positive, I blocked off a few days for some photography, which a portion of it was going to be dedicated to Bryce Canyon National Park. When I first arrived on location, I honestly really struggled finding compositions. Lately, the wide, grand landscapes have not been suiting my eye, but being limited to the range of 15 to 35 millimeters, being able to shoot telephoto style compositions was out of the picture. No pun intended. After checking out a few different spots on this hike I was on, I was able to create a few photographs that I felt worked out okay. The light in this image was really nice, but I wasn't a fan of the composition overall. I wish I could have been able to create a bit more separation between the foreground spires to show the valley floor down below. I do like the leading lines created within the image and the reflected light from the setting sun, but other than that, this image didn't quite check all the boxes. The second spot I went to had the separation that I was looking for. I ended up going with the black and white conversion with this because I love the uniform contrast that it gave the scene. Here's a shot I captured from this spot in a horizontal perspective. There's nothing really that special to this image, but the light was nice and the color contrast within the valley was also an added bonus. These shots were all honestly test shots to see where I wanted to capture the final light and clouds that evening. I could tell that the images I captured so far were not worth the effort for fine-tuning the compositions and preparing for that light. So I decided to work my way down the trail a ways where I found this lone green bush to use as a foreground with some epic sandstone spires. Getting lower and shooting a bit tighter, I felt like I was able to add just a bit more separation down at the bottom of the valley, which in my opinion added to the overall composition. To me personally, I prefer the second composition that is lower to the green bush. I liked how the red sandstone is surrounding on both sides of it, which adds to the color palette and texture breakup that this green bush is serving. Of course, the light that is in both is amazing, but I felt like if I could find a composition that opened up the bottom of the valley more, I'd be a happy photographer. Now, unfortunately, I'm not gonna get the direct light on this scene that I finally am sticking to and waiting for the sunset to kick off. Now, I showed you guys a couple of the other compositions I was working through. Nothing was really sticking out to me. I couldn't come to this spot because there's another photographer here. I didn't want to be rude and get in his way. It's giving him the space. So we're not gonna get that direct light, but I actually might like this soft ambient light that we're gonna be getting. So, well, we are still getting some nice soft ambient light from the sunset, and there's already some color kicking off over here. So definitely going to be getting a nice sunset shot. So it's real simple. I have like these two foreground elements kind of filling out the bottom part of the frame, and then this wall here obviously is on the left side of the frame, kind of taking up that left third, and then I have over here on the right third this larger wall that we're looking at is going all the way in and pointing towards this spire that I have perfectly in the middle of the frame, and you can't really see it, but there's a little tree right here that I also kind of have perfectly being framed up. So creating some symmetry and patterns throughout, and then obviously hoping for the sky to absolutely light up. It's starting to over here. I bet it will. We still got a few minutes. So that's the composition though. We're getting some nice blue hour light, so I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this, and I'll let you guys see what the finished product looks like. Once I knew that the sky wasn't going to light up the way I was hoping it would, I decided to alter this composition slightly, and this is what I came up with. With a successful evening shoot in the bag, I loaded up and headed towards camp for the evening.
This is just one of those things that you guys typically don't get to see, I guess, backing up all the footage. This trip is the same trip that I did the wildlife photography video. So if you guys haven't seen that, then go give that a watch. But this has all been the same trip, so I'm having to back up and organize both episodes and content and making sure that everything is good to go. So when I get back home, I can start editing and getting going. So
The nice part about camping in winter is you do avoid those summer crowds. So after getting a nice quiet night of sleep, I departed to my sunrise shoot location to capture an image I specifically came to this area for. So we're about 30 minutes till sun, or about 45, 30 minutes till sunrise, and the sky is already doing this. Yeah, I'm really excited for this shoot. Now, after I got that test shot, I actually moved down the trail a little bit of a ways. I'll show you guys why. I was able to create a separation between this wall and this outer wall. There's just a sliver of the green trees coming down and through. I could move this way even more and accentuate that even more, but the problem is where that sun is going to be coming up in my composition, it really won't work. It'll be kind of too off-centered in my opinion. I kind of like where it looks like it's going to be coming up at. So yeah, but I still have the same spire here. I believe this is Thor's hammer. Let me know in the comments. Again, it's my first time being here, so but yeah, no, really liking this. I already spotted a couple other shots I'm going to get on my way out after the sun comes up and illuminates these spires. It's going to look really good. Well, for the first time of ever coming to Bryce Canyon, very happy with the set of photos that I captured. Obviously, right now I have no idea how they're going to look, but they're looking pretty good on the back of the camera. And for me personally, I'm usually pretty harsh on my photos, looking at them on the back of the camera when I'm in the field. And I tend to actually like them better after a few days or even weeks sometimes. And then when I get them back up on my computer, I tend to like the images a lot more. So the fact that I am liking what I'm shooting has me hopeful that they're going to turn out pretty good. Obviously, you guys saw all of the images. You'll know if they were good or not by now. Now, I'm sorry I didn't really film a ton of B-roll. My philosophy, if I get to a new location or I'm on location, the conditions are good, like photography is first and foremost my primary reason for being out here. Well, actually, primary reason for being out here is enjoying the outdoors, but I do make my living as a photographer, so... Now, this is a perfect time for me to jump in and add some context to what I just said. If you haven't already, go and check out my website where you can see my entire collection of fine art, nature photography prints, and collectibles. I offer everything from an 120-inch limited edition print to 8x10 loose leaf prints. I also have things like puzzles, phone cases, and bags, which make for great gifts for your friends and your family. If you're interested in supporting my photography work, I will put a link down below where you can gain access to free desktop backgrounds and phone screen backgrounds. Plus, I'm going to give you a 20% off coupon code to use on any purchase that you might make. This also subscribes you to my email list, which is a great way to stay in the loop on what I'm up to. It's important for me to focus on the photos, and sometimes I feel like video can get in the way. And today was one of those days. I was just more in the moment, in the zone, I guess you could say, making sure I'm telling the complete story through my photos and capturing the moment. And yeah, I wasn't able to record video. Also, it's kind of hard for me to show the dynamics of it. I need to grab a larger tripod for this secondary camera I have so I can shoot up higher. Everything is so low and it's hard to get me in frame and also the scene in frame that way. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't have a ton of B-roll. So sorry about that, but I hope you enjoyed the images. We're not quite done yet here. Might grab a couple more images on the way out of the park. We'll see. But first and foremost, I'm hungry, so we're gonna make some breakfast, and then we're gonna pack up and head out of the park and see if we see any other photos on the way. If not, gotta head home today. So I have a meeting I gotta be at, so I can't dilly-dally for too long. Now, if you guys have watched my videos before, you realize that I'm using a new cooktop. When you saw it last night when I was making the instant mashed potatoes. But this is actually by Jetboil. Like the little portable boiler, I guess, for like coffee or dehydrated meals and stuff. Well, they have what they call their Genesis package. And let me show you guys how cool this thing is. So it comes in this cool package. The place to plug your propane in just goes in that top little cubby there. It's quite big, though. You could store other things if you wanted to. And then you have one pot, which the handles just kind of flip out like so. Nothing fancy or super fancy, but a nice sized pan there. And then you have a lid that also fits on that pan. It also fits this pan, but right now it's actually storing the burners. So I pull those out. And then I have a large pot in here. Now I'm not going to pull, actually I will because I'll show you guys the last little bit. In here there's a plastic windscreen, so you can put a windscreen on if you're out and about, but I don't need this today. I'm just going to use the regular pan and make some food. Now, one other cool thing that they have is what they call the JetLink, and I'll show you guys that. This JetLink output that you can see here is for tethering more burners together. I think you can also put like the little Jetboil in, and it all comes from the same fuel source. And you don't have to use the actual Jetboil ones. Like this is just those basic green Coleman ones that I have, that I've had for a while. For my other cooktop. So you're not limited to the Jetboil propane, but I'm definitely probably going to get some of those in the future. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's real compact. I like how it folds up. It gave me back all the space in my drop-ins for storage for my camera equipment. I had to store the cooktop in there in the past, so now I can store everything in there. It's still kind of a hot mess. I have a future project that I'm going to be working on to alleviate that, but I'm really liking this cooktop solution. And before any of you guys complain or whine about being sponsored, I am not sponsored. Look at the size of the channel. I don't have a chance yet. This was a Christmas present, so I can't say I bought it, but family bought it for me for Christmas. So genuinely have enjoyed the usage of it so far. Yeah, so it's a little different take on steak and eggs, but still, we're having some steak and some eggs. So, let's see if I have any more to do. I was going to do some more dishes this morning because I need to. I was lazy and didn't do them last night. But I think I froze the pipe to my gray tank because I forgot to dump some antifreeze down there after I washed my face and stuff last night. So, gonna have to figure that one out. Shouldn't be that big of a deal because I'm going to warmer weather, but cheers. And I will go ahead and link that cooktop down below. It's called the Genesis Base Camp from Jetboil, but again, I'll link that down below for you guys. That is an affiliate link, so if you guys do purchase through that, I will get a little bit of a commission from it, but it's just a way to support the channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat some food and hit the road. One of the areas I've been working to grow in as a photographer is to tell a complete story with my images. So often I would find myself only shooting in the good light and grabbing the image I came for and then immediately leaving. This not only does the location we are at injustice, but it also hinders our growth as photographers. A lot of these images would have definitely been better with that first sunrise light, but I now have a catalog of compositions and locations I can revisit under prime light conditions later on. And since these live on my hard drive, I can study these compositions further, so when the time comes, I'm ready to capitalize. And the cool thing is though, these images actually turned out pretty good, so my portfolio was able to grow by me stretching myself to capture images when in the past, I would have called it quits. Now that's a wrap on today's video. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit that bell icon to be notified when I post the next video. Give this video a thumbs up so the algorithm will promote this to new people. I will see you in the next adventure. Thanks for experiencing nature through my lens.